Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. However you want to live your life, it's Coach Baird coming to you live from the Baird Cave. You're listening to the Baird Necessities. This is episode number 22. Thanks to my buddy Judd Stevens for joining me in the Baird Cave last week. As always, he's always fun to be around. Thank you for all who've listened to my past episodes. If you haven't yet, you can catch up on your own time. Find me on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean. And I have YouTube. I keep forgetting that I'm on YouTube. Check it out, YouTube, the Baird Necessities on YouTube. Please follow me on Twitter at the Baird NEC or send me an email at thebairdnec@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Just a mini update on what's going on to some of the former Baird Necessities alum. Drew Blakely's having a pretty good season with the Growlers. I finally got to see him play last week. And of course, when I was there, there's this little kid, Coach Drake. Yes. So if you haven't seen this yet, they have this coach and all of his videos are going viral. His name is Coach Drake, and he is 6 years old. Dude, this kid has more skills than I've ever had. And he's been thrown out more times than I have, which is not really good for a 6-year-old, but whatever. You can follow him on Twitter at Coach Drake4. I might have to get him on the podcast, see if I can talk to his handlers. He might be too big for the Baird Necessities, but we'll never know. Joining me this week is a close friend. He holds the record for the most wins as a freshman coach at Gull Lake. We talk about that a little bit. He currently is organizing his own travel ball and training system. He also works for God. Joining me in the Baird Cave is Kyle Wartella.
What's going on?
Not a whole lot. How's everything going with you, sir?
Pretty good.
Good. Sorry about the lateness. I know you needed 5 more minutes, and I needed about 16, so.
Yeah. I figured going to the bathroom while we were doing this would be uncomfortable for you, so I figured I'd better get that out of the way first.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I never thought about that. Nobody's ever really asked that. To be honest with you, though, there's been one kind of interesting situation that I didn't really know happened until later on when I was editing everything. If you had listened to Dylan Stanton's podcast, you could hear the bubbles in the background or in the water splashing around. He was in the hot tub while he was doing this. So I guess, get comfortable. Should be a fun ride. So welcome to the Baird Cave.
All right.
So how have things been?
Very good. Very good.
So
busy.
Summers always seem to be busy for everybody, especially if you're a kid who plays travel ball.
Yeah, they said have 5 kids. It would be fun.
Right. I was wondering how many you had. I thought you had like 12.
Yeah, no, we're not there yet. I don't think we're ever getting there either.
Okay, so you think you're done at 5? You got a starting basketball lineup, but not a starting baseball lineup yet?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident that we've agreed that we're good.
Okay, so you have 5 kids. What are the ages?
11, almost 10, 8, and 4.
Okay, 11. I'm doing the math in my head. I know that one of them is adopted. Am I correct?
Yep, one of our 11-year-olds is adopted.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't remember you having twins. So, but yeah, what are the names?
No twins. Oh, now you're testing me. This is like picking up prescriptions at the pharmacy, and they ask you the birthday, and you go, "Oh, I think I got that written down in my wallet somewhere."
That's why I only go with one. And the hard part for me is, so my daughter's birthday is 3 days after mine. So when I go to give the prescription or the birthday for the prescription, I tend to sometimes give my birthday, and they're like, "Nope, that's wrong." So, but I can't imagine having 5.
And you get the Dad of the Year award right there. The pharmacist looks at you like, "What's wrong with you?"
Right.
But no, Bryce is the oldest. He's 11. Ruby is also 11. Sadie's almost 10. Drake is 8, and Kate is 4. Right. And if Kate was our first child, we probably only had one child.
Right. Yeah. I understand on that one.
God knew that we were going to get him, and he knew that he needed to be number 5, or we wouldn't have 5 kids.
Right. kind of in the same situation. We got Jane, and we called it quits. So, but yeah. So how is the little one? I haven't seen the little one in a little while.
The little one?
Yeah.
Man, he was born my last year we coached together, I think.
Oh wow, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a long time, but he is good. He keeps us on our toes. You can't sleep on him for a second.
Isn't that crazy how fast they grow up?
Yeah, I know I asked him if he wanted to be a surprise guest on the show, and he was pretty excited about that. But I think I just heard Mom say for him to get into bed.
Right.
So.
Yeah. That's some of the advantages of recording late and some of the disadvantages. Me, I'd like to be in bed by 8 too, but still.
Right.
So any of the kids driving yet?
No driving, thank God.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't think that through. I wonder how that's going to work.
Right.
Minivan. Arguments over sharing vehicles.
You could see if the Whitmans still have their Whitman mobile.
I just saw them actually. Oh man, that's funny.
I had Wyatt on. I've been trying to get a hold of Ashton, but I have not been successful. Obviously, a huge baseball fan. When did baseball start for you?
Oh, growing up, obviously, baseball at a young age. Man, I can remember. I think playing 5, 6 years old t-ball, and then that was right before my family moved, and I think it was second or third grade we moved, and man, that's I think where the greatest baseball memories start. You start playing with your best friends and the kids that you move up through Little League with and play All-Stars with, and that was a lot of fun.
You must have a different type of Little League than we had. Delton did not have All-Stars or anything like that, so we had a season, that was it, but nothing with All-Stars named to it. That would have been pretty cool. But so you did that.
Yeah, no. In the giant metropolis of Dorr, Michigan.
There you go. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Is that Dorr with 2 R's?
That is Dorr with 2 R's, 1-0, baby.
There we go. Who was your favorite player growing up?
Oh, man. Probably Ivan Pudge Rodriguez.
Nice. Old school. With the Tigers or with the Marlins?
Actually, the Rangers.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. He was with the Rangers before he came to the Tigers, right?
Yeah. Actually, now you're testing my player knowledge.
I'm thinking wrong too.
Yeah, he was with the Rangers before he was with the Marlins.
Yep, he started. Yeah, I'll have to look that up real quick. Yeah, that's bugging me. But yeah, so
now you're testing me.
What about him? Why
I think
him?
The fact that he was a catcher.
Okay. So
yeah. The catching that was my love.
Okay. I was going to ask you what position did you play?
Predominantly catcher, and I think every catcher needs a break. And when I got the break, I think I platooned in right field. Nice.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't play first base. Catchers usually tend to be a good first baseman.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. We must have had a stud over there.
Right. Not the same for me. I thought I was going to be a catcher when I started my freshman year of high school, and I was sadly mistaken. Luckily, I was able to move to first base, and I had somewhat success, but other than that, it was pretty. I should not have tried to be a catcher.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Right. So you're right. So he started with the Rangers, then he went to the Marlins, then to the Tigers. I keep forgetting.
Gotcha.
So I can't remember how he got there. So.
Well, I'm glad I was right again.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was right again, Jack.
It happens a lot. Usually with me, when you and I are together, it's usually you are right, and I will say that right now. So favorite player was Pudge. Now, did you have a special number you always had to wear?
No. I wasn't set on one number. I think as I got older, believe it or not, and got out of high school and college and started playing a little slow pitch softball, that's when I started to get particular with what number.
Okay. What was that?
Not growing up. Not growing up.
What number did you like?
As I got older, number 34.
Number 34
was my go-to.
Is that not David Ortiz behind that one, is it?
There wasn't a person behind it. I think it was probably the first number I ever got, and
okay.
I just wanted to stick with it.
Nice. The only number I ever chose because of a specific player was 35 for Frank Thomas.
Yeah, the Big Hurt.
Yep, back in the day.
You were the Big Hurt?
Oh no, my batting average was. It was. it hurt the team, is what it did.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was your back.
Oh yeah, that too. That's still pretty sore. That's a major hurt. So, okay. So why baseball?
Why baseball? I can't say one reason or the other than that's what I grew up on a kind of a private cul-de-sac. It was Century Drive, and there was about 15 boys on that street, maybe 40 houses with 15 boys, all within 3 or 4 or 5 years of each other, and man, that's all we did. We played baseball and tackle football with no pads and basketball with no fouls. You know how it goes.
Right, of course. Yeah, we had a group of kids that ran around on the same street as I did, but that was it. Nothing like 15 to 16. We had like 2 or 3 kids that every summer it was always nonstop.
Yeah, every single day. We used to play home run derby. You hit it over the power line and it was gone.
Nice.
And a couple guys would stand out there and be the judge, whether it went under or over.
Nice. Yeah, we used to play wiffle ball at my friend's house, and it was usually 2-on-1 because there was only 3 of us. So I don't know why. I was the oldest kid, and I was usually with the youngest kid, and we were against the middle kid. So I don't know. You think that it would be the 2 younger kids against me, but then you take into consideration I wasn't very athletic back then. So
were teams drawn by talent?
Yes, it was probably. Probably. I was not the first pick, and I had the first pick, so it was kind of crazy. Okay, did you play any other sports growing up?
Yeah, I played basketball and football.
Okay.
And a year of tennis and some wrestling in middle school.
Okay. So you were eclectic, to say at least.
Yeah, I could be mediocre at pretty much anything.
Yep. I always used to say, I'm okay at a lot of things, but not really good at anything. So I understand.
Yeah, that's my motto.
So you graduated from Wayland. Real quick, why is it called Wayland Union? That's
a great question. I can't answer that.
Okay.
I'm not even sure I knew it was called Wayland Union while I went there.
What year did you graduate?
I graduated in 2000.
Okay. So I'm doing the math. Did you play baseball all 4 years on the varsity, or did you go through JV and freshman?
No. Yep, went through freshman and JV. Yep.
Okay. I was going to say, because Wayland ended up ending my baseball career in 1998.
I was trying to remember that, and I'm pretty sure that our year was ended by Stevensville Lakeshore almost every year.
Okay, I know that feeling.
So I think that's probably in regionals.
Right. Yeah, it was actually, ironically, it was at Gull Lake High School. We had you guys in pre-districts, and you guys beat us. I don't remember what you guys did afterwards, but I know you guys ended my career.
Well, I'll put that one in the hat.
Right. Any fond memories while you were there?
Honestly, just great group of kids. I still talk to a few of them. When you play on teams with good, not only good players but just good human beings, it makes the memories last longer.
Now, you said you still kind of keep in contact with some of the kids?
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Obviously, right out of high school, everybody goes to college or starts working or whatever they decide to do, and you drift apart a little bit. But the power of social media these days, it's a lot easier to stay in touch with old teammates, and we even, a couple of them, we even get our families together. So
nice. I have one of my best friends was actually the kid I always played catch with. We still talk every once in a while, but yeah, building the relationships through sports is really, I think it's a key, and it's a goal of, I think, everybody. But
yeah, just I can't tell you how important it is now watching my oldest son come up and play baseball and stuff, and just being surrounded by like-minded people is so vital.
Right. Now, obviously, you said you caught. Were you the cleanup hitter, or did you bat towards the bottom?
Yeah. I don't understand why you didn't guess leadoff.
Oh, that's we've met.
Yeah. No. No. It was towards the bottom somewhere. I don't remember, but I would guess 7, 8, 9.
So that's where, like, 8 is usually your second cleanup hitter, if you did it like I do. But keep someone who can still hit the ball out there. So were you?
I'm not sure that's what the coach was thinking.
Right. Yeah, I always questioned what the coaches were thinking when I was playing too, because defensively I was better than the kid that was starting, but he could hit better, and they never DH'd, and I don't understand why they never. If I would have been okay with him DHing for me, and I'll just play the field, I'm cool with that. But small school, you never know. I think we only had like 12 or 13 kids on the team, so they couldn't afford to lose anybody like that if an injury went down.
Right on.
So
right on.
I think they relied on my bookkeeping skills.
Yeah, that's vital. I mean, when a coach finds the right bookkeeper, you can't let him on the field.
I can't imagine having an iPad like we do now back in the day. It would be so much easier to do, but still, you got to learn the classic way of keeping score.
Yeah, and honestly, it's made coaches' lives a lot easier now. I mean, at a touch of their iPad, they can look at statistics. They don't have to go through the book anymore and compile and add up and who did what. It's made coaches' lives a lot easier and probably a little bit more difficult because it's at the fingertips of a lot of parents now.
Right.
And, it leads to a lot of conversations about why my son's not playing over this kid or that kid because his batting average is better or all that jazz. So as much as it says it's easier, it probably makes it a little bit more difficult too.
Now, did you ever get recruited at all?
Oh, no. Playing in college was not on my thought in my head at all. It wasn't a thought process I had. It was I'm gonna work. I'm gonna go to school, and that was gonna be life.
Right. So after high school ends, then what happened?
I attended Grand Valley State University for 4 years. Played some intramurals.
Okay.
Lived my dream on the intramural fields.
There you go.
And graduated there with a degree, and life started.
Right. When did you meet your wife?
I met my wife. You're putting me on the spot here. She's going to listen to this.
Good. I'll have two people listening then.
I met my wife in between my sophomore and my junior year.
Okay.
Of college, yeah.
Of college. Obviously, she went to Grand Valley with you, or?
No, she was younger than I was. We actually worked together at Finish Line in the mall, in Rivertown Crossings Mall in Granville.
Nice. Going after the younger lady, that's fine. I did the same thing. What's the age difference?
There's 4 years between us.
Okay, yeah. Jennifer and I are 5 years apart. So, do you remember your anniversary?
2/4/6.
2/4. Nice. That's a
February
good thing to remember.
4th, 2006.
There you go. Did you pick that day so you could remember it that way?
Yeah, that's exactly it. No, it was brilliant, but it wasn't on purpose.
Right, we did 8 to 8:10 is what we did for ours. Kept it simple for me, at least. So
there you go.
So you meet, start. How long did you guys date before you popped the question?
We dated for about 3 years. Yeah, about 3 years.
Okay, so you guys get married, start a life together. What did you graduate? You said you got a college degree. What was your degree in?
Public and nonprofit administration.
Okay. So what did you do with that?
I did absolutely nothing right out of college with it. I got a great job doing sales.
Nice.
And I did that, for probably about 8 years.
Okay.
And the last 3 years of that, I went back to school and obtained my master's degree.
Okay. So master's degree in, what did you get your master's in?
It's in intercultural ministries.
Okay. So obviously, I know the pattern. So you're in sales, lucrative sales, probably making a decent living, and then all of a sudden one day you decided, that's not what you wanted. So you basically, what happened is you became a pastor. Am I correct?
Yep.
How did one go from working in sales and like I said, lucrative career to wanting to become a pastor?
I even while going to seminary, everybody said, "Oh, are you going to be a pastor?" And I would always tell them, "No, not going to be a pastor. I'm just going to school to better myself and increase my knowledge, and graduated from seminary, and I got ordained as a pastor at the church that we had been attending. And even then I told people, no, I don't think so. Not something I'm doing. And then, God had other plans, and he crossed my path with a church down here in Kalamazoo. And I wasn't thinking I was going to be a pastor, and they weren't looking for me, but we got talking through a mutual friend, and next thing you know, I'm the pastor of their church, and I don't know what happened.
Nice. It just happens. It's funny how things like that just, doors are open for everybody. Chaos going on in the background.
I just had a kid come in on me.
Nice. Who's with you?
I just sent him back to his bed, but our youngest was with us.
Could have took advantage of that.
He could have, and he would have told you a whole story.
Right. Yeah.
And he would have been interrupted us about 8 more times.
Well, he probably still will, but you never know. Speaking of little kids, have you been following the Growlers and the Coach Drake that's out there right now, the 6-year-old?
I have not been there in person, but I've seen their videos shared all over social media.
I think it's crazy. I think it's funny. The whole spiel is kind of interesting. I don't know whose idea it was to do this, but I think the Kalamazoo Growlers and some of their promotions that they have are ingenious, and I'm kind of upset that I didn't think of something like that, because that is crazy.
Yeah, I got mixed feelings about it. I don't want to promote coaches getting thrown out of games.
Right. That's that is true.
But it is funny.
Right.
But I hope that's where it gets left.
Right. What do you do after that, though? I mean, he's 6 years old. What's next? What happens when he turns 7?
Right. I know he's already kicking dirt on the umpires.
Right. Gosh, throwing his last tirade, and it actually was there. I was there for that one, and I actually spoke with him before he actually went on the field, because he was just being a kid outside the dugout, and we talked about his video going viral and how cool it was, and I tried to get some tips from him, but he didn't want to share any secrets. So, but he had enough, and went out there and kicked dirt, and then he started throwing bats and baseballs. So, yeah, he went a little bit too far.
Yeah. It's all in the fun of the game. I hope we're not raising a bunch of coaches to throw tirades.
Right. I don't know how many.
I was gonna say, if they want to see that, they can come watch you, right?
Yeah. So I get thrown out of one game, and I feel bad because it was Blakely's last game ever. That's the memory he's going to have, is that I got thrown out his last game.
I remember sitting on the other end of the dugout, and I'm like, what just happened?
Right, and like the next play, Caleb Scholes got thrown out right after me.
Yeah, right at first base. Yeah.
That was a crazy. That whole season ended poorly, and it was sad because it was Blakely's last season, but the way it ended, Drew being hurt, and we always want to win our last game of the season, and not being able to do that for Blakely in his final year was pretty upsetting.
Yeah, it was tough.
So, okay, so you make a big change in life. You go from, like I said, a lucrative sales career. Now you're the pastor. What church are you the pastor of now?
Spring Valley Church.
Okay, we played them in church basketball a long time ago.
Long time ago. No longer have a basketball team.
Right.
So pretty heated, pretty competitive, I hear.
Yeah, I only got 2 technicals. So.
Yeah. I'm thinking we did a good job of reflecting our faith on the basketball court. I hear there was quite a few technicals handed out.
Yep. Again, another one of my regrets of actually getting a technical in church basketball. I'm not really proud of that moment. So.
Oh, you can only look back and laugh at it now.
Right. And realistically, I feel bad, and I talk to parents all the time about, dealing with umpires and referees and how much we disrespect them. And the culture has changed so much that people don't want to volunteer their time anymore to be umpires or refs. So you're starting to see shortages, and you're starting to see, people just don't want to deal with it anymore.
Yep. Yep, I know. I try my best to stay level-headed and not get caught up in this call or that call. And overall, I've in my career, I've done a pretty good job. I haven't. I'm sorry. My guard dog.
Right.
Guard dog is telling me there's someone at our front door.
Oh, Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon probably.
There you go.
Hey, funny story. One day, just recently, the UPS pulled into our driveway, and our dog was outside, and we have an invisible fence, so he can't go very far. And our dog came around the side of the house barking. It's got a nice protective bark,
right?
And but the nicest dog in the world, she'll lick you to death. And the UPS driver threw my packages in our side yard all the way across our driveway and ran to his truck and took off.
Nice. What can Brown do for you?
Yeah, the next time he showed up to my house, I went out and told him, "Hey, you don't have to worry about her. She'll lick you to death." Right.
Did he have a good arm at least?
Yeah, I mean he sailed the box. It was pretty impressive.
Nice. So you go, like I said, going back to your life change. How did the wife take the change from being in sales to being a pastor?
I think when everything was happening, it felt so right that, obviously there was conversations about, lifestyle changes as far as, going on vacations and driving this and driving that. But when it was happening, it felt so right. And we just had such a calmness about it that there wasn't a whole lot of questions. We just kind of knew that that's what we were supposed to do. So,
right. Well, like I said, it fits. It's obviously a good path for you. So I'm glad you did what you did. It kind of made me rethink the things that I was doing in my life and trying to figure out. That's why I remember calling you, trying to figure out, what was my next step, or how did you do it, and how did you survive after going from what you did to where you're at. So again, you were a really good role model on that one.
Yeah, I say this: if you don't ever take a chance, how will you ever know? And I tell my kids that I really want my kids, if they feel a calling, that they take a step out to see if that's really what they're supposed to be doing.
Now, do you have any special expectations for any of your kids?
No. Sometimes I act like it, but I'm just. Honestly, I want them to turn out to be good human beings. And with 5 kids, I always say if I can keep them alive every single day, we're in good shape.
Right.
It's not a matter of if they break bones anymore. It's a matter of if we keep them alive.
Right. That's funny. What is it like traveling with a basketball team?
Well, you got to have. The vehicle's got to be big, right? Vehicle's got to be big. So. It's just one of those things.
Right.
We're a family of 7 with the parents in the car. You gotta drive big vehicles.
So who's outnumbered, the guys or the girls?
The girls. There's my wife and 2 daughters, and me and 3 sons. Nice.
So another thing that we kind of share, and it's been interesting to get to know you and just kind of the difficulties that we both go through. You were a new coach, and just learning about what you brought to the table and your aspect on thing. We both have children that have seizure disorders.
We do, yes. Yep, our 8-year-old son has a rare genetic disorder called 17q12 recurrent deletion syndrome.
How long did it take for you guys to get that diagnosis?
Well, he started having seizures at about 18 months. And then we currently, at that time, lived in Grand Rapids and went to doctors there. And not that they weren't giving us answers by any means, but they didn't give us great answers. And they, wanted to, we just need to medicate it to stop the seizures. And For us as parents, we wanted more than that. We didn't want, we were fine with medicating to stop the seizures, but we wanted to know why he was having the seizures.
Right.
And so we started going to a specialist in Royal Oak at Beaumont Hospital. And it was then that we got our diagnosis.
Do you remember the name of the specialist?
Dr. Arndt.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yep, Dr. Arndt. He's a pediatric epileptic specialist.
There we go. I wasn't sure if it was Chigani. We went and saw Chigani over in Detroit after the whole spiel in Kalamazoo. So
yeah, and it's been great. We actually still go there. We right now he's doing great. Seizures are under control, so we only have to go there twice a year.
That's good. That's good. So yeah, again, it's another thing we have in common: the love for baseball, and of course, our kiddos. So moving forward, when I first met you, how did you get involved with Gull Lake baseball?
So, I wasn't in Kalamazoo more than a couple months, and coaching just working with my son, and one of my coworkers' husbands said, "Hey, you seem to be pretty involved in baseball." And I said, "Yeah, I've coached it for a lot of years." He goes, "Well, the high school I'm the wrestling coach at is looking for a freshman baseball coach. Maybe you should go talk to him." And I said, "I don't know. I don't know if I want to take that on." And he's like, "Well, it might, just be worth an email." So I sent an email, and next thing you know, I'm sitting in a room talking to Coach Blakely, and we thought it'd be a good fit. So that is how I got there.
Right. Was it a paid position when it started, or were you the first one to get paid?
Yeah, it was a paid position. It was I think that was the first year that they had agreed to pay the freshman coach. So I got in at the right time.
I'm not salty about that at all still. No, the experience itself alone was worth more than anything. Those kids and I still keep in contact with some of them, just being around them and just learning how to become a coach on your own was kind of definitely different.
Yeah. It has its challenges when you come from coaching at a lower level and then going to coach high school ball. It definitely has its challenges.
Now, what made you get into coaching?
So, working in sales, and I come to work one day, and a lady I work with says to me, "Hey, you like baseball? You play baseball?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, my son's Little League team is looking for a coach. Would you coach it?" And I said, I don't know if I'll coach it, but I might help. I'm thinking, I don't want to commit to coaching a bunch of kids I don't know.
Right.
What if they're terrible? What if all I pictured was Bad News Bears?
Right.
Just what is this experience going to be like? And I said, sure, I'll help. Well, I mean, if you've seen the movie Bad News Bears, that's what it was.
Right.
It was Bad News Bears.
Wow.
To a T. And I don't know if we won a game, to be honest.
Was this Delton baseball? Oh, sorry.
What's that?
Was this Delton baseball? Oh.
No, it was Kellogg'sville Little League.
Okay.
And and I won enough of the parents over that they invited me back for another season.
Nice.
I was so lucky. And that season, started off rocky, and then all of a sudden, things started to click. And the end of the year tournament where you go around and play, you go to a tournament location and play the other local little leagues. We went into that, and I don't think anybody expected us to win a game, and we made it. We made it all the way to the finals.
Nice.
I think we went 5-1 in the tournament, and it was like a story of do you believe? Because no one believed when we got there, and by the time we won the third game, it was like, what is happening? So that led to that, and a lot of these kids went to the same private school. Okay. And so I got done coaching them for 2 years, pretty much the same group of kids for 2 years. And the parents said, hey, they were all going into middle school. And they said, hey, our school that our kids go to, they have a middle school baseball team, and they don't have a coach right now. Will you come talk to our principal and see if they'll let you coach the team? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll do that. And next thing you know, I'm coaching the middle school team.
So it's kind of like you went up the ranks starting with little league to middle school and then to high school. That's nice.
Yeah, that's how it went, and all the way up. So if you say, man, you got to have this, that, or the other to begin coaching, just start coaching kids, improve yourself.
Right.
And, get with a solid group of kids and move on up. And I went and coached 3 years as the freshman coach at Gull Lake, and it was then that I got the opportunity to get a varsity job.
Right. Spoiler alert, by the way. We'll lead up to that. Sorry. So again, talking about coaching at Gull Lake, do you remember your first win?
I don't. I had so many of them. I don't remember the first one.
Oh, wow. That's rough. Wow. That's funny. Oh. That's funny. Touche.
No, I don't. But I think the memorable wins that I have really stemmed around the rivalry with the Portage schools, both Northern and Central.
I got my first win from Northern against Northern.
Okay.
I still have the baseball.
There's a lot of satisfaction that came from wins against those teams because you knew it was going to be a battle every time you walked on the field.
They were always good. Every time.
Yep. So
I have.
I should remember, and I don't. I really don't.
Right. Any special memories from those 3 years?
It was always fun to go over to the Bangor JV tournament and win the tournament as a freshman team.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was always fun, and it was my last year. They didn't invite us.
Nice.
So, 2 years we won it, and then my third year there, they didn't invite us. I was a little hurt. But no, it happened so fast, in coaching, and same as playing, right? You look back and you go, man, I can't believe the season's over. And then you go, man, I can't believe 3 seasons are over.
Right. Gosh, it's been 12 years for me.
Yeah. And you look back and you can remember some of the earliest teams.
Yep. Definitely. And I can remember my first win too, because apparently I didn't have as many as you. So no.
Oh, I give Yost a hard time about it too. So.
Right. It was always nice. So going from the freshman coach to being the varsity assistant coach, and then coming back to help out with the freshman team because I helped Yost out again this year. It was just a couple games. His assistant coach was busy one day, and I had nothing better to do, so I came out and helped him out, and it was in my backyard, so I figured, well, why not? They were playing Lakeville, I'll just come out. So it was definitely interesting to go see the top tier down to the freshman level and see, the kids still can hit, but, the talent level and the development of the game isn't quite there. So it's nice to see kind of both aspects.
It's really shocking to see what some kids look like when they're freshmen and then see what they look like when they're seniors. Right. You get some of these kids that grow 6, 7, 8 inches in high school. Right. And you're writing them off as a freshman, and then, they're a starter as a senior.
Right. And they're going to play baseball at Ball State University. Yeah, that's what
Trenton Quartermain. Perfect example.
Yep. Max Schumann is in the minors right now. He was on Portage Northern's freshman team.
Yeah.
I actually have him in my book. He pitched against us, and we kind of lit him up. But
did you have him autograph that for you?
No, I do have an autographed baseball from the whole MAB team from Blakely. So with Tommy Henry
there's some good names on that.
Yeah, Tommy Henry, Carl Kaufman, Drew Blakely, both Jones brothers. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. So,
yeah, for sure.
So you're with us for 3 years. Like I said, just long enough to become the all-time winningest freshman baseball coach. you're in pretty good company. Did you celebrate when you found out that you took the spot?
I wasn't even aware there was a spot to take until the previous freshman coach gave me the accolades of being the all-time winningest coach.
Right. It didn't take you 3 or 4 games, I think. No.
Yeah, I think I was flirting with the title after my first year.
I know that was insane, and not just because you guys played more games than us, but
we were just winning games. It was what we did.
Right.
No, it was a fun 3 years. We had a lot of great kids come through there those 3 years, and it comes down to having solid pitching. And I remember, man, we had some good pitchers. So
yeah, that's one thing. My first team, none of them made the varsity.
Yeah, and man, you would know better than I do, but I think there were 4 or 5 of them on the varsity this year.
Yep.
that I coached 3 years ago.
Yes, they were. It was definitely a good starting point in our careers. So
yeah.
So after you coached freshman baseball at Gull Lake, obviously you said you moved on to your own program, your own varsity program. Where did you end up going?
I went and I coached at Martin.
Okay.
So a big difference, right? Gull Lake's a pretty big school, and I go to a school where I think they have 180 kids total in the high school.
Now, was there any difficulties taking that job?
Difficulties taking that job? Honestly, I didn't really know what I was getting into. In the interviews, I asked some questions, but I think in any interview, they're not gonna tell you things that are gonna scare you away.
Right.
So, but yeah, it was a rebuild. I know they hadn't won a lot of games, and it just I knew it was going to be a challenge and was going to require a lot of time and effort to turn it around.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. They were working on your field, so you couldn't play any home games?
Yeah. So my first year coaching there, we didn't have a home field, so we had to take a bus every day, about 15 minutes to a local park for practice, and then we played 34 away games our first year.
So
we were road warriors big time.
Right. So how did your first year go for you?
It went great. Honestly, we exceeded everybody's expectations. We even started to turn some heads in the conference. We went into some games that historically we hadn't competed in, and we made some teams sweat.
Right. Building on from your first year into your second year, did you change anything going into that second year?
No, we stuck. Honestly, we pushed off-season workouts. The school passed a bond, and we were lucky enough to get some indoor facilities. So we got an indoor batting cage and stuff that allowed us to work indoors more. Where the first year we didn't have that. We just had to use smush balls inside, so that we weren't breaking bleachers and stuff.
Right.
So, we really stuck to the workout, and we continued to try to recruit some of the younger kids in the school to start in hopes that we would be able to field the JV team.
Now, were you able to field the JV team, or did you just have the varsity?
We were not. We after the week of tryouts came and the numbers came in, and we realized that at that point we were going to just have a varsity.
Now, did you get any pushback from any other coaches as far as getting kids out?
Not so much my second year. My first year, trying to recruit kids that weren't playing baseball and maybe were running track or not doing anything but maybe training for football or basketball. I did. You could tell that it wasn't necessarily warm and fuzzy between those coaches, that you were trying to talk their athlete into playing baseball.
Right.
So, but I felt that was something I had to do given the size of the school.
What was the difference between coaching freshmen and coaching varsity?
Yeah, honestly, at that level, there wasn't a huge difference because we didn't have any sub-varsity teams. I think you go to a school that has sub-varsity teams where you're having to overlook a JV team, a freshman team, and make sure that things are going smooth there and coaches are making the right decisions and coaches and players are behaving themselves. That's where the higher responsibility and stress comes from. But there wasn't a huge difference. I was still managing one team, still developing about the same amount of players, it wasn't a huge difference.
Were you coaching your son's team as well as coaching the varsity?
Yeah. So my first year, I also coached, helped coach my son's travel team. My second year, I pulled back from that, and I did not coach, help coach his travel team.
Overall, you were there 2 years. Why did you leave?
So I left because I felt it was time to go back to coaching my own kids, and they're only young once, and I just felt it was time to really spend some time training them and developing them, and I think God had an idea that I didn't quite know about, but he soon after me resigning put on my heart to start a faith-based travel team, which we did, and we have tryouts here on Sunday, and we'll start with one team next year at 12U.
Okay, and what is that called again?
It's called the Diamond Disciples.
Okay, so you leave coaching to become a coach and start your own travel team. Seems like you're getting a lot of great athletes to help out. I keep seeing Facebook posts of all the kids that are coming out. Yeah, I see Dylan Stanton, Luke Scholes, Trent Quartermain. Anybody else from the?
We have a few more coming too. A few more announcements coming too, but we're trying to spread those out to not overwhelm anybody.
Right. I was just going to say, is there anybody else from the Baird Necessities that you want to get involved? Because you got Trent and Dylan. I mean.
Yeah, I think maybe you need to get Scholes on your show.
I'm working on that.
We can just check them all off.
He was playing Top Golf tonight, so I mean, after I asked you first, and then I asked him he was there. I don't know where they're at, but their whole team was going to play Top Golf somewhere. So, but
gotcha.
So,
yeah. So starting the team, not really any great. Not a great plan to go forward any greater than just coaching one team, but had the opportunity to potentially open a facility. So I walked out that door to see kind of where it would take me, and sure enough, it's taken me closer and closer, and we just got us a building, and we will open the Diamond Disciple Training Center sometime in October.
Okay. Where is it located?
It is located in Parchment, 101 North Riverview.
Okay. Have you guys set up a website, anything yet for that?
We are working on that right now. We have the website built. We're working on getting some more live shots of some of our early signees.
Right.
And then we'll get them on the website and get the website up and live.
Nice. So why did you decide to start this?
I spent almost every weekend at the field watching my son's team, and obviously faith is important to myself and to our family and a lot of other families that are at these ball fields every single weekend. And I just started to ask myself the question, why not bring faith to the ball fields? Why not put a team together that is about baseball, but is also about sharing their faith with others? And so that was the real driver in making these decisions and starting what we now call the Diamond Disciples.
Now, what are some of your goals?
So I've said from day one, and as I've brought on assistant coaches and trainers and things like that, is as a coach, our goal has to be to take each kid where they can't go on their own. And I think that's on the baseball field, in their training, in their strength, and also in their life, in being a good human being. We have to teach them and demonstrate to them what it is to be a loving person and a great teammate and a great neighbor as they get older. And really, what does that look like? And we need to model that.
Right. See, I've ran a small travel team before, and it was fun. Like I said, I really didn't like the choices that were out there with all the different types of summer teams or travel teams. And some of them I think are legit, but some of them I think were just a cash grab. And, taking the time to, like you said, get these kids out to be a normal human being and be a neighbor. How do you feel your program is going to be different from all the other programs that are out there?
So one of the big things that we're going to do, well, a couple big things we're going to do is throughout the year, even in the off season, our team is going to get together to do service projects. And as our organization grows and we bring on other age groups and potentially even softball, each team is going to be asked to go do service projects in the community together, helping make our neighborhoods and our community better and stronger. And then we'll also spend some time doing Bible studies before our off-season training. So if we're going to have a 2-hour practice, we might spend the first half hour kind of doing devotionals or mental preparation, just to become better human beings. Let's talk through some things. And at 11, 12, 13 years old, it's good for these boys to be able to talk about things going on in their life, how to handle certain things. A lot of us handle it with raw emotion, and sometimes when we do it with raw emotion, it gets the best of us. And, we'd look back and go, man, I wish I wouldn't have done that. So just to talk through some things and give these boys a sounding board where we can offer advice and wisdom to them.
Nice. Where can we find more information out?
Well, right now we're on Facebook, so you can look up Diamond Disciples on Facebook, and we try to make a post a day on there. We posted our tryouts on there, which, like I said, are this Sunday at 4:00. 4:00 at the fields behind Spring Valley Church on Mount Olivet Road and just outside of Parchment. So that once tryouts get done and we start to get some commits from these parents and these players, we'll start announcing the kids that have made the team this year. And the hardest thing I think is this idea of telling a kid that they didn't make the team, right?
Right.
No kid wants to hear that. And we've tried to brainstorm, like, how can we best handle this where we can't keep every single kid that comes to our tryout, but how can we love on them and show them that we want to help them become a better baseball player. So we're going to, anybody that comes to our tryout that doesn't make our team, we're going to offer them some free training this off season at our facility.
Nice. That's nice. So next big step is summer baseball. It's ironic that you're already trying out for next year.
Yeah, I know the weeks, I think a lot of teams are wrapping up their seasons either last weekend or this week right now. And it's like, man, being a new team and building it from the ground up, you don't want to waste time.
Right.
So that's kind of where we're at. And we'll play some fall ball this year. We're going to play in a league that plays 7 games on Sunday afternoon. And that way we can kind of see where our kids are at and what they need to work on. And
do you have an idea as far as numbers go, how many you want to keep?
So I think what we'll, as long as we can find the right 11 players, that's what we intend to keep.
Okay.
But we're not gonna. I said to our coaching staff, I said we got to get to 9, and when we get to 9, then we got to make sure that we have the right players, right? We don't want to bring a 10 or 11 on if they're not the right fit for our team.
Right. Okay.
So.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah. No, it's exciting.
Right. Now it's time for the fun segment of the show. It's a chance to get to know the other side of Kyle Wartella. Is there any special talents that most people don't know you possess?
Oh man, I don't think so. I don't know. I'm a pretty good woodworker. I like to build some things.
Okay.
I have in the last year or so I've built a bookshelf and some shelving for my office. I know that the next thing on the agenda is to build a new bunk bed for my daughter's room. But yeah, I like to build things.
Buying it from IKEA and putting it together doesn't mean that you're a good woodworker.
I know. And believe it or not, I haven't really done that. So I guess I'm still staying with the possibility that I really am a good woodworker.
There you go. If they made a movie about you, who would star in it?
They made a movie about me. Who would star in it? You mean who would play my part?
Yeah, who would play Kyle?
Oh, I think Will Ferrell.
Nice. I could see that one.
You could see that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Something goofy. If you're on you for 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be someone that just enjoys life. You know, they don't take anything too seriously, and you know they try to do the best they can do every single day.
If you could go back in time and observe any event in history without changing the outcome, what would it be?
Oh my goodness! Without changing the outcome.
Yeah.
Man, that you got some tough questions here.
I keep everybody on their toes. This is one of my favorite questions to ask, just to see if anybody's in the same sync as what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my mind has gone to a million different things. I'm gonna come back to that one.
Okay, we'll put a pin in that one. If you could meet any celebrity, who would it be?
Celebrity. I'm gonna go with Pete Rose.
Do you think he should be in the Hall of Fame?
I think he should be.
Yeah.
I know the man made a mistake, but man, he's one of the greatest baseball players to play the game.
Right. So, yep. Any songs on your playlist that you might be embarrassed to play when I'm around you?
Oh, I don't think so. You know, I from time to time I like to get my high vocals up. So I got some female songs on there that push my vocal limits.
Right.
But I can sing those to you with confidence. No, I'm a big Christian hip hop guy, so I like a lot of that music.
Now, is there any TV shows or movies that you guys watch? I'm
a big live PD guy. I like my cop shows. You know, any of the FBI or SEAL Team or any shows like that. If I'm not watching sports, I'm watching something like that.
Would you say that you're probably watching more sports than anything?
Yeah, without a doubt. Yep. Anything
that you and your wife will sit down and watch together?
You know, my wife's a big sports fan.
Okay.
So probably if we're watching something together, it's some sort of sporting event.
There you go. Now,
so my wife was raised in a big sports house, and her dad played college football, and both her brothers played college football. So
nice. Where'd they play college football at?
One played at her dad, and one of her brothers played at Central Michigan, and her other brother played at Mount Union.
Okay. Go Chips.
Yeah.
Was there a specific pregame playlist that you listened to before you played baseball?
No. Honestly, I think it was whatever was new and hip and could get your adrenaline pumping a little bit. So, you know, back in the day, man, was it Metallica and things like that were AC/DC.
Right.
We're probably on the playlist.
Right. Now, did you have any weird pregame rituals or routines?
None that I can remember, so I'm going to say no.
It's always easy to say that. Okay, Gatorade or Powerade?
Gatorade.
Flavor?
Grape.
What about this? What was it? Which one did you get me hooked on? What was the apple one?
Oh, that green apple.
Green apple. There we go.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I went through a phase where green apple was in the dugout every game.
Right. They have the new Gatorade Zero out. I'm really digging.
Yeah, no, I like those too. Yeah.
Now,
they're pretty good.
Were you a gum or seeds fan?
Oh, so I'm a seeds fan until my cheekers are off. Then I switched to gum.
I know the feeling.
If that tells you anything about how many seeds I chew.
Right. Just enough. Now, is there a specific flavor that you go with?
You know, I was an original guy, but my kids have been bringing home all these different flavors. You know, dill pickle and bacon and cracked pepper and barbecue and honestly, out of those, I think I like the bacon.
Of course. Have you tried the Taco Bell Supreme?
No, but they have, and I think if you would ask them, I think they would say dill pickle's their favorite.
That's disgusting.
That's kind of my thought, but
kids these days have no taste.
Their own. They have no standard for what it's supposed to be.
Right. DH or no DH?
DH.
Definitely want to not see the pitcher swing a bat.
Well, sometimes I think it could clean the game up too. Not having a DH, knowing that pitcher has to come up to hit, they're going to be less likely to throw at other hitters.
Right.
So, I see both sides of it.
Right. Grass or turf?
Well-kept grass.
Right.
Because well-kept grass, there's nothing nicer to play on, I think.
Right.
But, you get some of these lips and unmowed fields, and, I can quickly be persuaded into turf.
What was it like going back and playing your home games your second year?
Honestly, with all of the rain that we got this year, it was pretty brutal. We found out that some on the new field that had some drainage problems.
Nice.
And we really weren't able to play a lot of our scheduled home games early on in the season because of the amount of rain.
Wow. That stinks. Yeah, it was definitely an interesting. We didn't get as many games in this year as we did last year.
No, I know. It was brutal this spring. Brutal. But it not this weekend, but a week from this weekend, I get to take my son and some of his buddies to my old fields where I played Little League. They're actually going to play in a tournament, and I get to coach them on the fields that I grew up playing Little League on. So I'm looking forward to that, man. I think that's one of the cool moments as a dad, being able to take your kid back to kind of where you grew up, learning how to play baseball and having him play on the same fields is fun.
Nice. If you could have one job the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh man, one job. That I think by default I need to answer that being a pastor, but I think being a baseball coach would be right there, and I'd be hard pressed to decide if I could do both and not have to worry about putting food on the table.
Right. Now, what happens when your oldest gets into high school?
What are you getting at?
So you're coaching him now. Do you think you're going to keep following him and see if you could, coach at the said high school that he might be going to?
Nah, I don't know. We'll have to cross that bridge when that time comes. I have two other boys that at that time will be the same age he is, kind of now getting into the travel ball, and so we'll just have to see when we get there and if the fit and the opportunity is right.
Any idea of what high school he might be attending?
Well, he currently goes to Parchment Schools, and I think I'm just going to answer it that way.
There you go. Okay. Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Yep, me too. I was Adidas fan, but I'm slowly getting into all the Nike apparel. So many more choices.
Yeah, and if you're talking apparel, it's definitely Nike. But if you're talking shoes, I don't think you can beat a New Balance turf shoe.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So that's my go-to.
I don't know why I keep my turf shoes in better condition than anything else.
Yeah. I've had some turf shoes that have gotten pretty beat up over the years, but my latest pair I've kept pretty clean.
Nice. What sport do you wish you could be good at?
I'm gonna say this is a sport, but I'm gonna go with ping pong.
Table tennis, yeah. I'll call it a sport.
Yeah. You see some of those guys on TV, and that's incredible.
Right. If Forrest can do it, everybody else can.
So I'm going to go with table tennis.
PS4 or Xbox?
PS4, I guess. I don't play too many video games anymore, but I know that that's what we have in our basement, and so I'll go with PS4.
That's good. Favorite food?
Favorite food? Oh, ice cream.
Is it always the same ice cream, or do you kind of venture out and try different things?
It doesn't matter to me. There's a few that I don't eat, but for the most part, just in general, ice cream is ranks up there.
Do you like to mix it up? Like get 2 scoops of one scoop of one thing and 1 scoop of another?
No. I'm not. I think just stick to one.
Okay. Don't go that crazy.
I like variety, just not that much.
Now, do you get a lot of toppings with it, or you just eat it plain?
I've been known to put a few toppings on it.
Nice. I don't think bananas should go anywhere near ice cream, though.
Oh, I gotta tell you, I just had a Belgium waffle banana split.
What?
Yeah, it was life changer. It was life changer.
I don't know about that.
It was good, man. I'm telling you, it was on the 4th of the date, either July 3rd or July 5th. I can't remember, but it was good.
Where was this at?
Rooster's Call, restaurant on Gull Road in Kalamazoo.
I'll have to check that out. Favorite sports movie?
You give me a call. I'll meet you anytime.
There we go. That's right. I think, was it my turn to buy, or is it your turn?
I think it's been your turn for like the last 10 times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Right. You're just so nice and so thoughtful. So
I had to take this opportunity. I have not gotten enough time lately, so I had to take this opportunity.
Right. Favorite sports movie?
Major League or Mighty Ducks?
Quack. Yeah, that's great. I love Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
My aunt and uncle had the opportunity to be an extra in that movie because they live in Minneapolis where they shot it, but they said they didn't want to waste their time. I'm like, really? I would have done that.
Yeah, I would have stood by the side of the road or something, or
right.
For sure.
They were looking for people to fill up the arena while they played their games.
Oh, okay.
So, is there anything special that you collect other than kids?
You know what? I think probably the newest thing is, I kind of have a collection of baseball bats.
Okay.
But I've kind of gotten content with my collection at this point, so I've started collecting gloves, fielding gloves.
Okay.
So my latest one that I bought was the Wilson 2019 Cleveland All-Star Game glove.
Okay.
So
I think you posted that on Facebook, didn't you?
Yeah. Yep.
I remember that.
That's a special one.
Yeah. What is your most prized possession?
Wow. There's so many ways I can answer this wrong, I feel like.
It's a pitfall is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can answer that. I have so much in my life. I don't know if I have a prized possession.
That's a great answer.
I'm grateful for everything.
Right. Any special family traditions?
Traditions.
Yeah.
I think around the holidays, each and every holiday, there's some sort of tradition, whether it's the people we spend it with or whose house we spend it at, but there's not anything crazy.
Favorite hangout place?
I guess we're getting old, but I guess when our friends we go out after softball games or baseball games or whatnot, it's usually one of the local restaurants close to our house, so either Main Street or Applebee's but I wouldn't say we're hanging out.
Right.
I think we've closed that chapter in our life.
Right, yeah. What kind of places do you guys travel to?
Well, each year for spring break we head down to Gulf Shores. My wife and I actually next week are going for a few days to Wisconsin, and then we're hitting a Brewers game on the way home. So
it's just so close.
We try to, yeah, and in August we're heading up to Boyne Mountain for a few days. So we travel. In the summer we try to stay, a few hours away from home when we do it, but and then the big trip each year is down to Gulf Shores for a week.
What is it like traveling with all 5 kids down there?
We usually drive through the night, if that tells you anything. So we usually leave just before 5, 6 o'clock, and we'll drive for a few hours, stop for dinner, tell them to get their pajamas on, and then get back in the car, and they'll fall asleep. And when they wake up in the morning, we'll be an hour from our arrival.
Now, what is your go-to meal to cook when you're cooked by yourself?
Who does that anymore?
Right. Uber Eats?
this is going to tell you my level of cooking here. I'm going to tell you I'm going to go get a bowl of cereal probably.
Right. Do you have a specific brand of cereal that you always go to?
I'm a Life fan. I like Life. There's a lot of different variations of Chex these days. I'm a fan of those too. So
now with 5 kids, do you guys go through a lot of cereal?
Oh, we go through a ton of cereal. Food in general, right?
Right.
I mean, it's like holy cow! We're grateful for the Walmart pickup. It has been a life changer for us. we no longer have to go grocery shopping.
Yeah, that's a great deal out there for everybody who can handle that.
Yeah, no, it's been wonderful. I can't tell you how many nights I was at Meijer grocery shopping at 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Sometimes the best time because there's nobody there.
Well, that was why I went, right?
Right.
I have to fight the crowd.
Do you remember your first car?
Oh yeah, yep, 1988 Chevy Celebrity station wagon.
Nice.
Yeah, $100.
$100
Drove it for a year, sold it for $100.
Oh, you made money. Well, no, you didn't make money. You broke even. There we go.
It didn't depreciate, though, and that's what I say. That was the only car in my life that didn't depreciate in value.
The only car ever.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Oh.
All right. Finally, this is my favorite part of the show. It's a chance to see how well you know Kyle. I'm going to ask you questions about famous people named Kyle and see if you can identify these said famous people.
Oh, I'm going to fail miserably.
You're into pop culture, aren't you?
No, I'm terrible at this.
Okay. You at least know some famous people named Kyle?
Here we go. Let's give it a shot.
All right. Famous people named Kyle. Number 1, name the Kyle. This Kyle played Coach Eric Taylor on Friday Night Lights. Name the Kyle.
No idea.
Kyle Chandler. I don't know if you ever watched Friday Night Lights
Never
or not.
heard of him.
Okay. Yep. Clear eyes, full hearts, never lose. Okay. This one Do you watch basketball? NBA basketball at all?
Yeah. I mean, somewhat.
Okay. This one might be a softball. Name the Kyle. This Kyle is a member of the 2019 NBA champs Toronto Raptors. Name the Kyle.
Kyle Lowry.
There we go. 1 for 2. There we go. Got it.
All right.
You're on the board.
That 500 is good batting average.
Exactly. Not so well. I guess I'd take 500 as a coaching career too, though. Number 3. Name the Kyle. This Kyle was drafted out of Purdue University by the Chicago Bears. Name this Kyle.
Man, out of Purdue, huh?
Yep.
I'm just going to go with Kyle Long, but I don't think that's the right answer.
Kyle Orton.
Oh yeah. I think every Bears fan wants to forget that, right?
No, that's Jay Cutler.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Or both.
Now we're tracking.
Or both. You never know. So the Bears. Anyways, number 3. No, that was number 3. Number 4. Name this Kyle. This might be right up your alley. I'm seeing this in the future. This is going to be a huge one for you. You're going to not even blink an eye at this one. Name this Kyle. This Kyle is a professional NASCAR driver. Name this Kyle.
Oh, my wife watches NASCAR. I don't watch NASCAR.
You can phone a friend. And see. I'm just kidding.
Can I phone a friend on
There you go. You'd be the first one to ever phone a friend.
Hold on. I'm going to get this. Hold on. Hey, honey. A NASCAR driver with the first name Kyle. Kyle Busch?
That's it.
Kyle Larson?
Kyle Busch. Yeah, first one was right. So the first ever phone a friend.
I told you she watches NASCAR.
There we go.
There you go.
Nice. She want to answer the next one too to help you out?
Yeah, maybe.
Right. Number 5, finally, name the Kyle. This Kyle is a member of the Chicago Cubs. Name the Kyle.
Schwarber.
There you go. Bonus points if you can spell it.
SCHWARBER.
There we go. We'll go 5 for 5 because it took me forever to just to spell that. So we'll give you.
Surprised I got it right.
There you go. You got it right. Yeah. So not too bad. It's like some weeks are better than the others, but again, I'm glad. First ever phone a friend.
I'm just grateful that I got a wife that watches NASCAR.
There you go. I don't know how many people can say that. My wife didn't watch any sports until I married her.
I give her a hard time about it all the time, actually, but
okay.
It's a point of contention in our home.
Right. Everybody complains about how boring baseball is, but if you sit down and watch NASCAR, no offense, I know everybody wants to watch the wrecks, but I don't understand the concept.
Well, now, yeah, I don't understand now. They have a different. I can't remember what they call them now, but there's like 4 races in one now. They have different stopping points.
What?
Yeah, no, I'm being serious. So they have a winner of like the first shift, and then the second shift, and then an overall winner.
Makes no sense to me.
No, I just don't get it. But there's a rhyme or a reason, I'm sure, for it.
Right.
That's what you get when you put a bunch of baseball guys talking about NASCAR.
There you go. You want to talk about soccer too? That's another one of my expertise.
Yeah, I'm not going to help much there either, even though I do have a daughter that plays.
Right. I remember one time, Reggie, of course, being a huge baseball family, when Isaiah was younger, I got him a soccer ball just to mess with Reggie, and he promptly threw up on it. So that's what Isaiah thought of the soccer ball.
There you go.
So, all right, well, that's it. Thanks for joining me. Before we go, is there anything you want to talk about or give any extra shout-outs to?
No, I appreciate the time, and thanks for asking me to be on, and we should definitely catch you up soon.
Right, most definitely. Whenever I get when we both get some free time, you're busy doing your summer baseball and getting the Disciples off the ground?
Yep, the Diamond Disciples.
There we go. Got to say it right.
I'll get an invite out to you for our grand opening.
There we go. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Well, thanks for joining me, buddy.
Yeah, bud.
All right, that's number 22 in the books. Thanks again for Kyle Wartella for joining me in the Baird Cave. It was awesome having him be a part of the show, getting to catch up with him and talk about baseball. Love baseball. Hey, can you think of someone else that might be a good fit? Please let me know. Subscribe, follow, share, like, ring the bell. I don't know exactly, how everything works, but if you can set a notification to tell you when the next Baird Necessities is coming out, do it. Let me know. Check out previous episodes too. You can find the Baird Necessities on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, and YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter at the Baird NEC and send me some email. Is there something I'm missing? Let me know. Drop me an email at thebairdnec@gmail.com. Looking for future guests too. If you have anybody that in mind that might be a good fit, that might want to have fun and sit down and talk with me, we'll have some fun. Tell all your friends. Again, drop me an email at thebairdnec@gmail.com. Join me next week. Same Baird time, same Baird channel. It's Coach Baird, and you've been listening to the Baird Necessities. Good night.